Groundhog Day.
And it just stops like that?
Yeah, it's a little video, you know. It's like a tic-tac.
It's just funny, it makes me think so much of Rocky.
Right.
An imaginary figure who holds the whole city together. There was the one time when I was in Saudi still, and we would have 10K runs and shit like that, and I was running in front of Peter DeLuca, you know, Peter, on his license plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he told me later, he said, I was just about to pass you, and as we were coming into the end of it, they had boom, 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 and it was, that's the Rocky song, right? Yeah, the Rocky song started playing over loudspeakers. They're very good with their propaganda in the military. Yeah. Ha! And I started running faster because it was a Rocky song. And 6-inch Peter, he said, DeLuca. I don't mind sharing his name. What a joke. He said, yeah, I was just about to pass you, and all of a sudden you just took running off. And I'm like, And so we hear this, we hear, and do you know, you don't. About to talk about this. Cigarette went out. She gets what she paid for. We don't know what we're getting right here. Hi, baby.
Hi.
I'm gonna talk about any soldier letters. I was an any soldier. There was this girl named Libby Hall out of Belleville, Michigan. And she would send me pictures of her on a horse and with her cap and all this stuff with the crops. And this is fucking weird. She would write me letters. Aww. And I got it from First Sergeant, who I call Master Sergeant, because I knew him as a Master Sergeant before I knew him as a First Sergeant. First Sergeant During. He's like, huh? Any soldier letters? And he'd come out with things, and I'd say, I'll take that one. That's how I got that kid that was 11 in Florida, a redhead. And I sent him a letter of we wrote letters back then. We didn't send, I'm so used to the idea of this now, but we wrote letters. And I wrote a letter to him about a fly shitting on something. This is a 6-year-old kid. They had a picture of him with it going, the school made them write a letter, and his letter was so disrespectable. And so I wrote him back. I'm like, ha ha ha, perfect. But here's Master Sergeant During, First Sergeant, Top During. He's like, huh? And I'm like, I'll take it. And he's like, no, I've been told I was to keep this one for Captain DeLuca. And I'm like, where the fuck? Give it to me. And so I ended up reading the letter and giving it back to First Sergeant Doring so he could give it to Captain DeLuca. It was a girl that was a flight attendant out of Belleville, Michigan. And she just sent me all these pictures of her upbringing in Virginia and all this shit. And she told me that DeLuca had written her and she wasn't interested in him. He was my boss at the it was like, fuck you, boss.
Oh my gosh.
And I wrote a letter about how, you know, showing up, and she might I'd be fucking coming to the house and there'd be some maniac. She got the wrong guy. They got the letter and he had his head cut off and in her lap, and I'm like, ah! And I wrote letters like that, and she seemed to like it. She met me in an airport on a layover somewhere. She took an extra flight because she could just fly wherever the hell she wanted. And she was in her outfit. And I'm like, she's not so cute after all. And I was supposed to call her at the end of my time of leave. She came running up to me. You ever kiss somebody that just knocks their teeth against you?
Ouch.
That's what it was. She just went, ah! I'm clank! I'm like, ah! And I said, okay, I'm supposed to kiss her. Because I'm in my military uniform and she's in her, like, outfit. It's like, why don't they put dresses on them anymore? They're not so cute as they used to be. And so, they're da-da-da, da-da-da. I don't remember the point. But I do have all that. She sent me all of my letters back because I talked to her on the phone when I was up there, and I was like, after getting my teeth knocked into like that, I wasn't interested in having anything to do with her anymore. I was gonna marry her. Well, you know what soldiers do when they're in basic training or at war. They tell people they're gonna marry somebody.
Aww.
Oh, isn't that sweet? I got back after about 3-4 weeks of blackout drinking. I realized I'm home. I forgot all about marrying anybody. Oh, so sorry, baby. And you realize this is real confessions with real people. That's a playlist.
That is a playlist.
And yeah, I said I'm not gonna be able to make it down there because she'd taken days off work for me to be there. We were any soldier letters.
That worked out.
And I said, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And she, ah! Yeah, I said, hey, can you make a copy of that one letter I sent you? And she's like, I'll send them all! I have all the letters that I ever sent to her in that box in there. I have all the letters, the one with her holding a man's head on her lap, or her head being held on a man's lap. Ah, I think it might even be more brutal, but I can't remember how the story went. It's like 30 years ago. Oh, baby, I love you so much. And I just want you to know I have letters from other girls packed away in there. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, God.
It's yeah. The only reason you have to feel guilty is if you are guilty.